Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Today in the grade 4 science period, we studied about the microscopes. It is from the page number 28 of the science reading book. We covered the topics of microscope and we also differentiated between different types of microscopes like light microscope and electron microscope. And finally, we have just discussed one question and answer. We first uh, went through the different parts of the microscope like the eyepieces, objective lenses, and the base and the stage, and the diaphragm, the coarse and the fine focuses, and also we have discussed about the light or illumination, and also about the scanning power, objective lens. And we went through the definition of a microscope, and also the definition of a microscopy, and definition of a microscopic object. We discussed that microscopic objects can only be seen under microscope, and microscopy is the science of investigating objects and their structures under microscope. And we have seen what a light microscope is, how it uses the visible light and magnifying lenses to examine the objects and the structures which are not visible to naked eyes. We have also covered the compound microscope, why it is called a compound microscope. That's because of the two sets of lenses which result in a higher magnification. And also electron microscope, we learned that the electron microscope uses a beam of electrons rather than a light source to generate an image. And also the latest discoveries which revealed the electron microscope has the ability to identify viruses. We have seen the images of electron microscope, compound microscope, light microscope, and we have discussed one question and answer at the end of the session. That was to name five basic life functions of living things. The answer for which is they grow, they use energy, they get rid of waste, they reproduce, they respond to changes in environment. That's all for today's class. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.